All right, welcome on back to the Roundball Podcast. As of right now, it is myself, Hunter Dickinson, and Dukes because J-Bo, again, is just fucking this guy, man. I don't know what to do anymore. We tell him 10 a.m. We finally give him a time. He started his first game in the G League, had 5 threes, doesn't show up for the pod. It's the G League, right? It has to be. Either one of you want to talk?
I don't know
Yeah,
G League ball.
yeah. I mean, the man got. I told you, Marty. If the man gets a 10-day, he's leaving. He's
Oh my
leaving.
God, a 10-day. He'll start his own podcast after this. 10-day, we're done forever. But before we start with the podcast, the Roundball Podcast is presented by High Noon Hard Seltzer. High Noon is a hard seltzer made with real vodka, real juice, and sparkling water. They now have big cans, 700 milliliters of peach and pineapple. Peach is one of my favorites, but my actual favorite flavor is black cherry. It's only 100 calories, gluten-free, no added sugar. I was at my brother's bachelor party this weekend in Scottsdale. I had a high noon on Thursday and Sunday watching Michigan. One time I was sad, one time I was happy. So I want you all to again show me your setups on Saturdays when you're watching college basketball, drinking some high noon hard seltzer. Look for them at Drizzly and your local convenience or liquor store. You can also visit highnoonspirits.com to find it near you. Shout out High Noon. It's the best drink in the game. All right. So I guess we'll start with that Thursday game because you fucking blew it. You guys fucking blew it. You guys, he got whoever, what's his name? Well, who was going off for Iowa?
Payne Sanford.
Payne Sanford.
Bro, he had a demon inside him at one point. His eyes were like this walking around. His eyebrows are going up. I haven't seen a 4-point play since fucking Jesus walked water. I don't understand what the fuck you did, Hunter.
Man,
There's
sorry,
the
not the man. It was really difficult because I mean we really just gave that game away, and like even when Juwan came in the locker room, it was like he was like, yeah, like we gave it away. Everybody knew we gave it away. We were up 7 with 2 minutes left. We were up 4 with 30, like 20, like 30 seconds left. It's like those are the games that it's like you're literally living that, like when you're watching a college game and like you just see a crazy comeback, you're like, how did that happen? And then you live it, and then it's just like, oh my god, like we are everything we just watched.
You were winning the whole, like you guys played better than them. Just you obviously did. You gave it all away. The foul is tough. And then overtime you had no chance. No chance.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was confident over time, but yeah, when they went on that run, I was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
It's just like when it's on the road, they go on a run like that to come back. They're like,
the momentum is too hard to stop.
there was something I was texting Marty this in the group chat. He was like, I think the thing that bites the most for you guys, because obviously I think you and Jet in the first half combined only had 2 misses. Like you guys were like 14 of 16, and I'm like, how are they going to keep this up for the entire game? The thing that I think sucks for you guys, I got to look at the team stats. I think you guys shot like going into overtime 56% from 3-point land. If you're shooting 56% from 3 and you lose a game, that's a kick in the dick.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, I was trying to figure out like what went wrong really with the, like, because it felt like the offense wasn't going, but I mean we scored like 80 something, like 80. Did we score like 80 points, right?
yeah,
84.
And we shot like 41 from 3. Like,
You shot
dude, and that was also,
you shot 45 from 3.
bro, and that was also like towards the end of the game. That's such a skewed stat too, because
They
you guys
missed.
you were chucking up threes at the end of
Yeah.
the game. Like going into overtime, you guys were above 50% from 3.
You
Like I
shot
checked it.
49% from the field. Like you guys played obviously a defense because they shot 45% from the field and 40% from 3. Like I don't know what happened. I don't, because I watched that fucking full game.
Great
Shout out.
game.
What?
Great game.
Oh, amazing.
That was
amazing.
that was one of my favorite games to watch of the year.
shout out
Nobody can miss.
Shout out to me saying that Jet was going to go off. I've never seen
Yeah.
this man was unbelievable. He was 12 of 20, 7 of 13 from threes, insane. And that's also skewed because he was chucking at the end as well. Like, I don't know. That's just such a game where, bro, you guys are 4-1 in the Big Ten in first place. Like, if you win that game, that's a huge fucking game, and on the road too, because you need those road wins. Because right now, you've won 3 at home, right? Yeah, Maryland, Penn State.
Yeah. The road wins, and because the road wins like count for more, so it's like
yeah. It just sucks because he was right there.
If you ask a coach, you're up 4 with 30 seconds left in any game, like even if you're playing Central Michigan, every coach in the country is taking up 4 with 30 seconds left, and it's just like, man.
The one thing that couldn't happen happened.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not like I'm not like a genius for saying that.
The
but
foul on the 3 is just the worst thing in the world.
Bro, and he's also a player that, like, I was telling Marty when, like, I was going through their skid, he was like, what's going on with Iowa? And I was like, if, like, Peyton Sanford started Big Ten play, I think 0 of 20 or some shit from three-point land. And, like, him being their shooter who they think could be, like, I guess, not the next Jordan, but, like, the next.
He's got a little Wieskamp in him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, you know who fucking, I'm not, like, but I want to ask you this. What did you think about that guy Dix coming in and taking a majority of the point guard role instead of Tony Perkins? Like I was impressed with his game.
Yeah, no, he kind of gave us some trouble because we were going under on Perkins's pick and roll, so he wasn't really hurting us as much. But Dix could shoot, so he forced us to go over on those ball screens, and so it definitely brought a new kind of challenge when he came into the game, and so he definitely, and then I kind of realized that, like, I'm like, this white kid's in here. I haven't seen him too much on the scout. Like, he was obviously on the scout report, but like I was wondering where like the other guys were, but he came in there, gave some great minutes, but it was just, man, it really does suck to lose those games. It felt like
I'm sorry to keep harping on, but like 4-1 in the Big Ten, like 11-6 and 10-7, such a big difference. It is.
It is. I mean, but to be fair, like, that was a game that people could see us lose. Like, I'm pretty sure we were picked to lose that game, and so
the thing what I'm going to get to is the Northwestern game. Like, that was also to see how you guys react after a loss like that, like a devastating loss. And that was also a must-win game at home. And you guys killed. Like, it was a great game. We'll get to that in a second.
I mean, but Marty, also, like, you got to think about it. We've been having those heartbreaking losses all year.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You guys definitely can respond.
So we're used to that now.
But you guys are playing so much fucking – like, your guards, like, are playing – Jet is becoming, like, he's really getting confident now. Really confident. And Doug's getting a little more confident as well. The funny thing is, Dukes, you remember, I don't think you were there. You weren't there for the last podcast, but Hunter basically said, I'm going to come out aggressive. And I'm going to be aggressive. And then Connor McCaffrey's like, yeah, I'm definitely going to shoot more this game. They combine.
Yeah, look at him, Dukes. Screw his point.
Oh wait, dude, I thought I was frozen. I was like, oh shit.
No, I thought I was frozen too. He's frozen, but
yeah,
before he even gets to his point, Dukes, I came out aggressive
for 9 shots.
And
like, Hunter, I understand more. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
What was that? Just frozen?
Yeah. I thought I was, so I was just like, oh fuck.
So while you were frozen, I was already counter-reporting your take.
No, I said that you were going to come out aggressive and McCaffrey's going to shoot more. You did come out aggressive at first, but then I said, like, because you only shot the ball, 6 times? You're 5 of 6.
5 or 6, yeah.
1 for 2 from 3. But I understand why, because Jet was like, you have to give him the ball. Like, if you started trying to take shots, mess with his, like, he was shooting unbelievably. But Connor shot the ball 3 times. He's like, I'm gonna shoot more this game.
He did hit one in my face, man.
He did hit you in the face. He said he was talking to you throughout the game. Was you guys just talking nonsense?
Yeah. No. Well, because at the free throw line, when they were about to win, he was like, "Damn, like I really like was super close to predicting the score." I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I thought about that like 30 seconds ago."
That's actually
You guys,
that's actually
you
that's
guys
pretty
talking
funny.
about that at the free throw line is
Yeah,
really fucking
yeah,
funny.
that's pretty. Yeah, I would not want to joke about that if I were you, but that is pretty funny how he was like, "Hey, pretty
Well,
close,
because it was
bro."
like, no, that was at the point where it's like
It's
it was
over.
like we fouled him with like 10 seconds left.
Yeah.
It
Dude,
wasn't
imagine
like
he was like, "Hey, could you miss these free throws so I get the prediction right?" It's like, I could really use this. Go
There was
2-0
no
tonight.
other. Did you guys talk about the podcast at all during the game? Yeah, right. Like,
well, I
whenever
mean, we talked about like that score with 10 seconds left, yeah. But other than that,
that's so funny.
no. Other than that, no, we didn't talk
Dude,
about that again.
Iowa, like historically, like obviously, like not that good at defense, and like I wouldn't even necessarily say like they stop people from scoring the ball because especially like, you guys put up like 80, but like that zone that they've been running the past couple of weeks and like how active their hands have been on defense, they've impressed me a little bit defensively in the last couple of games, especially like Connor on the defensive end. But that was just something I've been noticing about that team.
Oh, that's a great win for Iowa. Just that was a great win for Iowa. But the move past that game, you fucking come out, you play against Northwestern, who's not a schlep in the Big Ten this year.
Not at all.
They are a good team, actually. They're 12-5, which is you just don't see that a lot from Northwestern, really, in the Big Ten. But that game was hairy at one point. I thought you guys were going to lose again. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. This is bad. And then you guys just kind of pulled away towards the end. So how did was that like? Let me ask you a question. I watched half till halftime of this because the Bills were on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are people double teaming you nonstop? Is it hard to be getting shots up? Because again, you had a double. You had 15 and 10. Like any player takes that, no matter what. But is it harder to get up shots for you because they're all coming after you?
Yeah, no, it is harder. Especially with Northwestern, because the way Northwestern they double with big to big, and so as opposed to, and they double like they were doubling off the catch pretty much. If like I caught it away from the block, they'd like wait for one dribble, and so they didn't really give me a chance to go quick or anything like that. They were coming off the catch, and so yeah, in that circumstance, like I don't really have the opportunity to get too many shots. Most of my shots came off like pick and rolls and stuff like that. So yeah, no, I mean, their double team was, pretty effective, I'd say, for me against me. I definitely am going to watch the film today and kind of try to see what they were doing. That was kind of giving me a little bit of trouble, and then I'll be ready for the next game when we play them. But yeah, no, they had a good game plan. But Doug stepped up and had a career high. Terrace Reed played really well. We and Kobe had a really good game. I think, we had contributions from everybody that game, and so it was really good to
That's
see.
obviously where it's obvious thing to say that. But when you have not just Jet going, and like obviously you're always going to get your points and rebounds, whatever, but you need that third guy to kind of get going. Then you had Doug and Kobe, which was and Joey Baker even fucking came off the bench a little bit, had some big shots. But the best Boo Booey's got to be one of the best names in the world. I love saying Boo Booey. He's really fucking good too.
Boo Boo, yeah, it is a fun name for sure.
But yeah, no, that's a huge. Obviously, like you guys lose that game, it's like must win from here on out. Like that's a huge win. I mean, you guys are tied for second in the.
All right, he lagged again.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, he is right. Like, so we play Maryland, and then
You guys got a gauntlet. I was looking at it.
I think we play Minnesota on Sunday.
You do.
So if we can hit a little run right here, a little 3-0 run, like that would be huge for us. Because I think Purdue plays Michigan State today.
They do.
Yeah, so one of those teams has to lose.
Let's
But
go Boilermakers.
I know I froze, but you guys are 4-2, tied for the fucking second in the Big Ten. You're completely fine. And Maryland, it's gonna be tough at Maryland, but you've beat them already. You know you can beat them. Minnesota is just you gotta win, even though they beat Ohio State, which was wild. And then you get Purdue at home. Like having Purdue first, do you play them twice?
No, only once. So this
that's
is big.
huge. You play them at home. If you win that game, you're fucking sitting in a good spot.
Maryland,
there's a big game today, Marty, with Purdue, Michigan State. If we probably need Purdue to lose, we probably want Michigan State to win this one today. Just because we play Michigan State again, so we have that opportunity to split with them. It would be nice if Michigan State could come up
Honestly,
with this.
I think either one is okay though. Like,
I mean, either one is okay, but I feel like Purdue has really been dominant. Like, I feel like Michigan State is like they lost to Illinois. They beat Wisconsin. But I mean, like, I feel like Purdue at this point is looking pretty dominant. So, like, it's going to be hard for them to get.
They just have a voodoo against Rutgers. I can't beat them.
Wait, it's at the rack.
No, they lost at home.
Oh, they lost at home?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, then I don't know about that one.
Bro, Rutgers defense is fucking so good.
Rutgers is just a team you don't feel like playing, bro. You just don't.
Bro, there was this video really quick of Peichel. Rutgers just got like the highest recruit in their school's history, I think, like the number 9 guy.
Yeah.
5-star, and he announced it after their win yesterday, and Peichel was just going insane.
They had the number 3 recruiting class in 2024.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really cool. Dude, also about really quick about Northwestern. One of the most impressive parts about this year with them and their turnaround is that they lost Ryan Young, Miller Kopp, and Pete Nance, and they're doing this. I mean, obviously you have Audige and Boo Booey, but yeah, really, I thought that there's just like an impressive turnaround for losing those guys.
Dude, do you think that guy commits to Peichel after the game if they lose?
No chance.
No
chance. Do you want my honest take? I thought it was a little bit of the team won, like this is great, and then the kid was kind of like, "Oh, guys, look at me."
Yeah, make it about himself.
Yeah, look, I'm the 5-star.
I think it was
I know he's a young kid. He's got to have fun. So I don't want to say.
No, well, I think it was a great time because everybody's riding off an emotional high, and then you want to kind of add to it. I mean, I don't have a problem with what he did. I think he was adding to the emotional high that they had of winning that game.
That's a good perspective to have things. It's also probably going to save me from getting shit on. But like you see,
it's the player's perspective, dude. It's the player's perspective.
Yeah, but you see from the outside looking in how it's kind of like all of a sudden like it's just like Peichel's like hyping up the team. Then the guy's just like, by the way, I'm going to come play for you, coach.
If I was him, I'd rather almost do it on a day they didn't play. So it's more about me.
Yeah, it's like getting engaged on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
No.
Or right after your best friend.
Yeah, at your best friend's wedding.
Yeah, I mean, because as a basketball player, I mean, you want your commitment, like when you tell the coach, like to be a special moment, because you don't want it to be like a random call on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, I guess seeing that reaction too is probably like, fuck yeah, like he's just going nuts for me.
I saw like Cliff was going insane too. Like, do you think like how much of a role do the players play in the recruitment? Like with the top recruit, like do the coaches like get in your ear being like, "Yo, can you like seriously like help
for
us
sure."
out?"
Good question, Hunter. I want to ask one thing because even D3, bro, and baseball, like the coach would be like, "Hey, like we really want this guy. Go just like take care of him. Like go show him everything that you like." Like does that happen in D1?
Yeah. Like I remember, like even when we had like Jalen Llewellyn, like he was a guy. Like I mean, Jawan didn't have to tell me that. Like we really wanted him, and so like like you definitely try to, especially with like the transfers, because like that's kind of more like my realm.
Yeah.
Like because like they're my age and stuff like that for like incoming freshmen, they'll usually be like the freshmen or sophomores. And so for me, yeah, like you definitely take them around. You try to show them the best time. Like you try to, like take him to as many spots that he can see, because it's like they're only there for a very short, limited amount of time. So you want to try to have them see as much as they can, so they can try to get a real feel.
What's that deli called?
Zingerman's.
Zingerman's.
Yes.
The gas.
Are we still going to Michigan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we gotta go
I
there.
can't wait to get the barbecue sandwich from there, bro. That shit
Oh,
was...
Marty, you got to get the 74, man. No, Marty, when you come, bro, I'm gonna take you to the spots. Don't worry.
Well, let's see. Maybe we'll hang out with this, Dukes.
Dude, that trip last time was so fucking funny because like we were just in Ann Arbor. It was just the coldest day of all time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. Then I got COVID.
Yeah, and you just got COVID. That was the saddest call I've ever gotten. Yeah, Marty, I got COVID.
Well, yeah, because it was like I wasn't trying to like I really didn't tell anybody. It was like I told my mom and I didn't even tell my brothers. But then I'm like, these guys came all the way out here. Marty, like, I'll tell you, but you really can't tell anybody yet. Like,
yeah, I didn't. Hey, shout at me. I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
But then, like, because the game wasn't canceled yet, and then you called me, and I was like, yeah, he's got it. Game's gonna be canceled.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's nuts? It's like it's not nuts. I mean, it really isn't crazy, but it's kind of funny how like games would get canceled last year, and then like all of a sudden, like COVID just stopped for NCAA sports. Like nobody in college basketball has gotten COVID. Like,
no one's gotten it.
Yeah.
Now they just don't test for it.
Yeah, that's.
You can't get it if you don't test for it.
Yeah, it's smart. I like this new policy.
Hunter, what time do you have to go? Like
in like 3 minutes, we have like a team photo shoot for something.
All right, well, me and Dukes will take the rest, but real quick.
I do want to say something about UConn. 1-4 after the Tech.
1-4.
I have a. You want to hear a theory I have, Hunter?
Well, my theory before your theory is, again, non-conference is always a lot easier than in-conference play.
Mine's similar. I have a theory. We have Jack Mack from Barstool who does like the TikToks and shit, and he's on Unnecessary Roughness. Check him out, whatever. He's a UConn fan. I was like, like UConn's really good at like in the non-conference play, like very dominant. But I was like, I want to see how they're doing in conference. Hurley's like third year. Did he wear down the refs? And I don't know if it has played a part, but it's something I'm keeping my eye on moving forward. Is like I don't know if he's worn them down and like they're just sick of his shit.
I mean, a team who's only gotten better in conference.
Providence?
The Dayton Flyers.
Bro, yeah, we had a heartbreaking
Except for,
loss.
that one.
We're not talking about Saturday. I'm
bro,
leave.
No, bro.
Football was on Saturday.
Yo, you said that. That VCU player is a piece of shit.
Who?
The guy that was like, we wanted to show that Duran and Tumani aren't the best players in the A10. You motherfucker. They fucking ate on you. 8. The only reason we didn't win that game was because we didn't have a true fucking point guard. Such bullshit.
Well, all right. If you're talking Duke lost, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Clemson's pretty good though.
That wasn't close.
It was close.
Ish.
It was close. It just got a little away from at the end. I don't know, man. It's very simple. Dariq Whitehead and Derek Lively need to figure it the fuck out. Filipowski shoots 20 times a game, and he's the only one that could fucking score. It's embarrassing. They're also having the Michigan problem. They can't win on the road. It's just they win at home.
We blew a 16-point second half lead at home, and that fucking kid that's touring mid-major colleges was there.
That was on the left.
Ducked.
That was crazy.
Ducked. Marty, I was watching. Sorry, give me 30 seconds about this because I'm at the comedy show for Owen and Sass, and I'm watching the game on my phone, and there's a minute left. Dayton's up 5. It was almost like the Michigan game, but turnovers on the press, and then it just like it's a weekend ruiner when you just like have like that type of loss that like Michigan had. It was very similar-ish without overtime.
I'm gonna call Jordan live on the podcast to show everyone it's not us. This man really is something.
Wasn't he the one that said 10?
Yes. Or he
I'm
agreed.
so tired. I didn't go out last night because I was like, we got a podcast at 10.
I got home at 12 o'clock last night from a flight.
Please leave your message.
This fucking guy. All right, me and Dukes will finish it out. Alabama, fucking Darius Miles allegedly killed a guy. That is something that's so like weird. Like, I don't know. He's in college. He's playing. Like, these kids played against a allegedly murderer. That's crazy. You know what's funny? I have a funny story. I could say it. It's not that bad. I texted the Arkansas assistant coach, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Alabama's killing people. And he answered me, he goes, yeah, man, I thought I had a good scheme against them. Like, they killed us, and they've been killing teams. I'm like, huh?
That's so funny.
And then I said, huh? He didn't answer me for a while. I was so confused. And then he texted me the video. He's like, holy shit, you believe this? I'm like, bro, that's what I was talking about. Not them killing teams.
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit. He's like, this is insane. Like, bro, that's a shocking. It seemed like he was very. In the video, I heard him just like.
I didn't do it, bro.
What?
I didn't
do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything that will get me in an article of the AP, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. But Rico was in the office yesterday, and he goes up to me and Sean McDonald, who went to Alabama, and he goes, "You hear about Darius Miles?" I was like, "Yeah, isn't he out for the year?" Because the day before, like Brodsky and everyone was like, "Darius Miles out for the year." And they're like, "No, dude, the new news, like he allegedly murdered someone." I was like, "Oh yeah, no, he's out for the year still, I think."
Yeah, it's probably gonna keep him out for a little longer.
Maybe he won't be on the court as much.
That shit's crazy. Like, obviously, I don't know any information, so I'm not gonna harp on it a lot. But we said
it's a sad story. And also thoughts and prayers to the victim's family.
Yeah, I have no idea. That is just a shocking video to see where you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and also I like the thing. I'm gonna be careful with the words here, but it happened on the strip of Tuscaloosa, so it's like in the downtown area where it's like a lot of bars allegedly, like supposedly, where it's like a bunch of cameras and shit. So like there's footage probably in the police's hands. So it's like the fact that this happened so quick, and it's like capital murder is no joke either. Like I had to like a guy like me who took like only like one like business law class in my heyday. Like I had to look up what capital murder really like meant. It's like the highest degree of murder you could get. Like,
did you know, Champa? Look this up. What exact? Did you know? I saw it. Do you know like a life sentence doesn't mean your life?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Like I knew it like depends. Like you can get parole.
Why do you call it life sentence? If you get a life sentence, I'm like a sentence to life in jail. That should mean your life, no?
Yeah. So what about like if it's like you're a good boy, you get like half-life?
I call it a half-life then.
I think it's honestly. I think if you're not gonna if you're gonna really give someone like the life sentence, if we're talking ticks, we're talking politics. Like if you're just like, oh, you should just give them like 1,284 years. Like you know what I mean? Just make
yeah. Do the years.
Yeah, do the years if like there's like some loophole around it.
All right, back into basketball. Xavier's the best team in the Big East.
Think so?
I don't know if I think so completely. Right now they are. I mean, they're playing like it. They have the best wins. I think talent-wise, UConn probably still is, but they have been on a little bit of skid. But Xavier has been very impressive. Like,
very impressive. I agree.
Beat
Which
Marquette.
Sucks.
They beat UConn. Yeah, it sucks because it's your Ohio schools. But I don't know. The thing what they have age. They have experience on that team, which is very helpful. This is a year. I honestly do think that it's not going to be very chalk in the tournament. I think it's going to be fucking crazy. I think there's going to be 6 seeds. I think there could be a 9 seed, an 11 seed. Like there's going to be some okay, like good teams that aren't playing that well that become very low, like low seeds in the high seeds.
Yeah,
Well,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
yeah, is it low or high?
I think low. You're a low seed. Like
You're a low seed. You
you're
would
a low
think,
seed. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're a lower seed. The lower seed moves on.
But do you
But that
agree or
fucked me
no?
up. Yeah, no, I totally agree. The one thing I'll say about Xavier is like, because I think that people think I have like bias towards against them because people forget that they kicked our ass with Dayton. But Xavier, I don't think is made for the tournament. I think that their defense is sus, and I again like this is something I harp on. I feel like a lot of episodes, but like a lot of these teams that like are flashy and good right now, I don't really think are tournament made and are very have potential to be upset in the tournament, which goes to your point being like we're going to see a lot of these like weird teams like advance on. But again, like Sean Miller, like people just like forget that like Sean Miller is one of the best coaches in the country. Like
Facts.
he had a wagon at Arizona. He sent people to the league. He had like some of the best teams that I watched growing up. Like so him going back to Xavier, I mean, my question to the fans, to you, Marty, I wish like Jordan and Hunter wanted to discuss if Cal leaves for Texas or if like, you know, some jobs open up, at what point does Sean Miller start getting talked about going back to a blue blood?
Bro, he should. Like his
hands aren't dirty from anything either.
no,
like
he's clean from that, and what he's doing with Xavier, like that's impressive to do with Xavier. I don't care. Like they're always like the Big East is obviously a Power 5, but like it's what
basketball school.
Yeah, what he's doing is crazy, and the fact that he's doing it this quickly too, like I don't know, they're very very good. They're in first in the Big East right now, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like I think Marquette's been very impressive.
And that's what I'm saying. They beat Marquette, so it's like
yeah. There's a couple of schools that I think. I mean, again, Providence. I think Creighton's one of these teams where they're like 9-7, but they're not bad. Like they're good. Like
well, think of Creighton will be fine. I think Creighton.
Yeah, like we can like poke at them, punch at them, but like Creighton will be fine.
There's a couple teams because we'll be a short episode, but we'll run through some things. What's some teams that are going to be a low seed in the tournament? Probably not a low, but like not a top 4 team that is going to be a problem. Like, I mean, Michigan's going to be pretty low, and like that's I'm not saying they're going to be a problem. I think that's just like a team that could be anyone, not anyone, but I think could be a problem in the tournament. There's like, dude, Kentucky's not going to be that high of a seed.
Dude, Kentucky's going to be a problem.
They just beat the shit out of Tennessee.
And yeah, I humble brag had money line, but yeah, but I think Kentucky's going to be a problem. Like you're looking at like maybe like one of these Big East teams like Providence being like a 9 or a 10, that's going to be a problem. Creighton, if they don't like, we're going to talk like a North Carolina or Duke being a low seed like they were last year. Like
that's another Duke and UNC are definitely going to probably be like
and then you're like, dude, it's just it's like there's so many teams actually now that I'm thinking about it. Like Iowa will always be like a tough team. You're looking
there can be a team like fucking like Baylor can be down there. Like a Texas.
Should I look at bracketology? Should I look at bracketology right now?
Texas Tech, right? They're 10-7. They're not a bad team at all. They lost by 2 at Texas. Like they lost in overtime to Oklahoma. They lost by 3 to Kansas. They're 0-5 in the Big 12. 0-5. But they're not a bad team. That's a team that can be a fucking real low seed and beat like that. I don't know. And that's another West Virginia. West Virginia's 0-5 in the Big 12. These teams are I think that's what I'm saying. This year there's a lot of teams that can really fuck it up in March where it's not the 1 seeds.
Indiana a 10.
Indiana's a 10?
Indiana's a 10. Like
if they get healthy too, like that's a team you just don't feel like playing.
North Carolina is 7, Iowa a 10, Northwestern a 10, Boise State 11, which is like they're a very good defensive team. And I'm sure this is all going to change up.
But still, right now.
Yeah. And you want to Big Cat was asking me this yesterday. So, like even Wisconsin, right? So he's like, what's your guys' hate with Wisconsin? Personally, I fucking love Wisconsin basketball.
Wait, no. Did you tell him it wasn't me?
I didn't listen to the episode.
No, the Wisconsin hate was like, I'm not saying anything because I don't know anything, but Connor McCaffrey, which Champ was probably a clip at one point, like he went on to be like, yeah, it's not just the players, but it's like they're taught to play dirty. And like and Hunter and him went on and on about every situation that happens. Very interesting to hear. Like that Connor got hit in the balls a lot. Like,
yeah, like I love that shit.
No, yeah, but as a fan, I don't give like that's whatever. But like as a player, I could understand. That's why I love this podcast, because it's like you get both sides where it's like, I don't know, my team, if you're getting away with things without the ref seeing it, all right, sure. And then second, if I'm a player, I'd be fucking pissed off too. So it was kind of funny to hear them both going like, bro, they're such scumbags. They play like this, they play like that. So yeah, that was probably why there's Wisconsin, because all the players hate them.
Yeah, and I was saying like, I was saying like, oh yeah, like because like, I was like, dude, I grew up and like that Sam Decker Wisconsin team was one of my favorite teams watching growing up, and I was like, as a white kid from Long Island that played basketball and could not shoot for his life, like the Wisconsin, we were talking like Iowa's for like the white kids that could shoot. Wisconsin's for like the kids that need to get down and dirty and like do some cheap shit to like win some ball games. And like I was like, that's my cup of tea. So like I fucking love watching Wisconsin ball, but they stink this year. Like that's the thing about Wisconsin is like even when they're bad, they're gonna make the tournament, and they are not going to be an easy out in the tournament. Like they're like what they were just ranked. I don't necessarily think they're that good, but I think they'll make the tournament. And
no, they'll make the tournament because it's just because, again, the Big Ten, like you have a couple of those wins. That's why the Big Ten always has so many teams in there and they lose so early, because when they beat up on each other a little bit, they'll get like, does Michigan deserve to be in this tournament right now? Probably not. But they're 4-2 in the Big Ten, and they'll be like, oh, they have all these wins, Maryland, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just weird. So Wisconsin's 3-3 and
67th in Ken Palm. That's what I'm saying. Like they're not necessarily that talent. I mean,
they were ranked, dude, this week, Saturday, until they were ranked 18th.
Yeah, like, and I think that it's just like their defense and like their pace and their tempo, like they just slow you down. They make you play to their pace, and they make you play their game. And that's a tough out in the tournament. Like, and that could be a 10, a 9. Like these are like, just going back to your point, like they're gonna be hard teams that are low seeds.
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, Wisconsin's not a team I like want to play in the tournament that early too. TCU beat Kansas State. Kansas State was getting a lot. They went from unranked to 11. Like they were. Bosco, shout out Bosco, getting back into college basketball content.
No, I gotta say, it's so nice hearing him talk ball without being like, no, I'm not allowed to. Like,
let's leave it at that, because last time I said anything about him, he yelled at me. So
no, it was just great. Like I love listening to him talk ball.
Maybe he'll come in. All right. So TCU beats Kansas State. TCU is a team where I'm confused by. They were hyped up early on to be good. Then they kind of struggled. Then they've been good as of late.
Yes.
I have absolutely no feeling on TCU. It's one of those teams I bet on, I bet against, and I cannot. Like, you ever chase one of those teams? I keep chasing them.
Bro, I was like, people were tweeting at me. They're like, dude, you're the best gambler I've ever seen at Barstool. Like, can I get some picks? And I was like, guys, stop it. But like Saturdays are legitimately like impossible for me to be like, I love a game. Like, I like the weekdays way better, where I'm like,
oh, weekdays are way, way better.
Dude, Saturday's like overwhelming for me. I'm like, I can't deep dive into a game on a Saturday morning where my brain's like half working. But yeah, TCU against Kansas State. I love TCU. The way that they've played the past couple of games, they've had like some close losses, I feel like. It's like Texas and shit. So
yeah.
I mean, Jamie Dixon is one of the best coaches in the country. I still don't know why Pitt let him leave.
So stupid.
So So dumb. Oh, good for Pitt though. They've turned it around.
Yeah, Pitt's good. Let's go through a couple more of these games. ACC is actually a little better than I thought was going to be. A little better.
Yeah.
Like no one's that. I'm not saying they're good at all, but like NC State just beat Miami. Like NC State's kind of a
Dude, I like them.
They're a tournament team right
Without
now.
a doubt. Without a doubt.
They're good. Like they just beat Miami. Like they beat Duke. NC State is a team that you don't. That's another scrappy team. Virginia is by far and away the best team in that conference. UNC still can't get a big win. They can't. All right, what else? Oh, this is a team that I need to talk about. Arkansas is struggling. Arkansas has hit a skid. Nick Smith has been out for the past like 4 or 5 games.
He's not coming back. He's got out for the month in LA.
I know he's out for he's definitely out for January.
And then there's rumors that he might not come back just to prepare for the draft. Which I don't know how true this is, and that's just like Twitter rumors.
Yeah, I could tell you after. I can't say it on you.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just murmurs on Twitter is what I'm saying. It's out there in public. Yeah, but Arkansas. I mean, that first half against Bama, they played great. I was like, oh shit, they're like really hanging it on. So like this is gonna be a dub at Bud Walton, tied with like the number 4 team in the country or whatever, and then fucking got Roll Tide.
The depth, Roll Tide is scary. That
means something different nowadays,
bro. That kind of like I know we're back to the murder, but the alleged murder. That like we're not going to talk about that, but like that takes a little bit of something on that team like that. I think it a little bit. No, I'm not saying like I just think that it's something looming over the team a little bit of people talking about it like you were teammates with them. Like the focus kind of gets away from basketball a little bit, and we could see how they regroup from it. What?
For sure, they are okay. First off, thoughts and prayers to the victim's family. But if this was like March, I'd probably be like, yeah, agreed. Like, you have to do like the media frenzy for conference play, for the tournament, being a top team in the country. Like, it's probably a little bit of a distraction. Like, if they go on if this like haunts them for like 2 or 3 games, you know what I mean? Like they go on like a skid. Like I feel like a lot of teams go on skids. I don't think it'll be that big of an issue because I feel like he probably was a problem with the team.
Yeah,
he played significant minutes last year. Didn't really played a little bit. Then he's been out since like December 20th.
He was coming off the bench to start the year.
Yeah, now he's like December. Like he's been out for like the past like 6 games. The day before it happens, he's announced out for the year. So like, I would probably lean towards it's probably like that. I'm gonna let the whole story come out first about like what was going on in the days leading up to it and stuff. But like, it seems like there was a team issue. You know what I mean? Like, It seemed like he was a problem. I mean, obviously he's getting charged for alleged murder. But
he's probably murder. He's probably not murder. Probably a problem.
He's probably a problem. Yeah.
No, you're right. If it was happening in March, I think they'd be in shambles, and it's going to be it's interesting to see how long the story goes and see what happens with them.
Yeah, like you're not having the AP. He's not having the AP during a March Madness press conference asking questions. He's having like the Tuscaloosa Pride. Have a fluff piece on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But with that, Bama beat LSU by 40.
Insane.
Bama's fucking good, man. They're a scary team, but Creighton wins by 19 over Providence, which is like what we just said. Creighton's had a kind of a shitty season. They beat up on Providence, which is a good team. Now there's a team out.
Wait, they won by how much?
Not that they beat number 19 Providence.
I was like, wait, I think that I covered that game.
They beat number 19 Providence. My bad.
Yeah, Providence fought back in that game too. Like got it within like 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking
There's
great, man.
There's a team in the Pac-12 that I need to talk about. Arizona. They a little fraud?
Like in what sense?
A fraud. When I say fraud, like not a 1-2 seed. Like they're just like a good team.
Yeah, I think they're like a good team. I mean, they're big.
'Cause I think everyone thought they were so dominant, and I don't think. I mean, again, the Pac-12 it's fucking Arizona,
They're not as
UCLA.
good as last year.
No,
They're not as good as last year. I think UCLA is like Arizona last year.
UCLA is fucking. So last year was my whole thing on them. It was like, oh, they're bringing people back. They aren't that good. This year, though, I think they're quietly one of the best teams because again, the Pac-12. Seriously, it's crazy and it's so stupid to say they play basketball too late. It's
Yeah.
just a fact. And a lot of teams don't know, a lot of fans don't know about the Pac-12 because they play too late.
It's dude, I'm a homer for UCLA. Like even last year I kind of was like I forget who did they lose to in the tournament last year? Yes, UNC. And I was like, if UCLA beats UNC, I was like, they're going to the Final Four, and it's gonna be like I thought they were playing good ball going to the tournament. Fucking Jaime Jaquez is like my favorite player in the world to watch.
Yeah, I like him.
It's just like his composure, his body control, like the stash, the headband. Fucking love that guy. Nobody else I'd rather share 11:30 hoops with.
But yeah, no, they lost to Oregon, where
Arizona did, yeah, by 40.
Yeah, like Oregon's also not that good this year, and it was a weird and Arizona lost to Washington State. Like there's teams that they shouldn't be losing to. And then did you see that buzzer beater by Memphis?
Yeah, Kendrick Davis.
Bro, what? That was That was behind the basket.
Yeah, he's quietly
Memphis is a team you don't really want to play either.
No, we were talking. Was it us that was talking about it, or
talked about it a couple episodes ago?
We were saying like about Houston, where it's like, oh yeah, like Houston, obviously, like everyone knows, like Houston can run the table in the A, but like it'll sneak up on them. Like they'll split with Memphis, they'll lose to Memphis in like the AAC tournament. Like Memphis is one of these teams, like even like they're scrappy, they're dirty, like not dirty like playing, but like
last year they had all the hype kind of like before the season, and they were in shambles in the middle of the season, like.
And then they finished
strong.
Bates
leaves, and it's all crazy. And no, he didn't leave. It was
like injured. It was weird.
It was all in shambles. But then towards the tournament, they were playing unbelievable, and they almost beat Gonzaga last year in the tournament in the second round. Like they're a team that I think that he has a second year under him, and he's ready. He can get them going. But besides that, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Let me. I feel like we missed a game that I wanted to talk about. I mean, St. John's upsetting UConn.
Yeah, we were kind of alluding to that, how they're like 1-4 in their last.
Besides that, no. Do you think there's any?
Oh, I had a question for you. Do you think that Jay Wright left because he knew Villanova was going to suck? Honestly,
no, I don't. I think that honestly, he tried to leave Kyle Neptune in a great position, and like you have what's his fuck Cam Whitmore, who's like going to be like a lottery pick for Villanova. You have Justin Moore, who's still not back, but like you return a good bunch of that team from last year. Like I don't really know what's going on with Nova. I don't know why like Whitmore's not playing as much.
You cannot lose to DePaul and Butler.
Yeah, it's just shambles city right now for Nova. I think that there's a lot of Nova fans that want Neptune out already, which I say you have to give a coach 2 to 3 years in college ball.
Well, because the first year is just not his team.
Yeah, like, and he has talent. He should at least finish top 3 in the Big East. But again, it's just like he's been with Nova for so long. He's been the guy in waiting for so long that like everybody from Nova wanted him to be the guy when Jay Wright left. Okay, this is going off to this is just talking hypotheticals and all this, right? So Cal leaves for Texas, right? Because he's just like, fuck all you Big Blue fans. You guys are a pain in my ass. Texas will give me the bag, and I'll win a championship with them.
Yep.
Nate Oates will obviously be in the conversation to Kentucky. Sean Miller, all this shit. Jay Wright goes to Kentucky. Like they throw him the lifetime contract, right?
If Jay Wright went to Kentucky, they would never lose again.
They were. I mean, yeah, and like,
You know that team next year is like actually insane, right?
yeah, I actually like Cal like there's just something about when Calipari and Nick Saban are doubted, and like like the cute like Muss and Kirby Smart start thinking like, oh, we're gonna get the #1 recruiting class, or like, and then it's just like, no, I'm the king of recruiting.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna terrorize the recruiting trail. There's just something that gives me butterflies in my stomach. That's really all I got.
Last, who's your #1 team right now?
Houston. It's Houston. Kansas. Purdue.
I don't know how it. Like, what about Alabama?
For the
Like Alabama's 106 points against LSU, and like LSU's not a bad team.
I don't think LSU is good either.
I think Kansas is #1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going Houston, Kansas. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
probably Bama 3, Purdue 4.
I think 1 through 4 can be interchangeable. I don't even know who's 5 right at this. But even 1 through UCLA is 7. Like I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's so many. Also, shout out Texas for like their head coach being in shambles, leaving, getting fired, and they're still winning basketball games.
Yeah, and if you're asking me also like who's playing the best basketball right now, Alabama. Does that make sense?
It's them or Kansas, I think.
Yeah, like it's different for like who would you line up as the top 4 teams in the country, but if you ask me who's playing the best basketball right now, it's Alabama.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we talked a lot of ball there.
That's what we do on this podcast.
A lot of ball.
A lot of ball.
Hopefully we will have a full cast next. Probably not, but I do think we may wait to record till Thursday night, but we can see because I think Hunter plays Thursday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Thursday at 7. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know when the pod's coming out, but we will see you guys on Thursday at some point. So it'll be Thursday night or Thursday morning. The pod will come out. All right, that's the show. We'll see you guys this week.